Say a prayer really quick, guys, because this is going to be 4 fucking hours long. Just kidding. We're going to try to get through. You guys know this was coming. If you didn't, this is 12.10, the durability patch. God help our souls.
Yeah, strap in, buckle up, get comfortable. There's a lot of stuff in this patch, guys, and there's going to be some stuff that we're just simply going to gloss over because you don't want to hear us spend a shit ton of time on it, and we don't want to spend a shit ton of time on it, so...
If something comes up that like catches our eye in particular, sure, we'll spend a second just talking about it. But other than that, I mean, a lot of them are just like slightly basic nerfs. So we're gonna read everything, but we're just gonna go like 200% speed just through everything.
Pretty much.
Really quick though, we want to talk about MSI because semis are coming up and finals are this weekend as well.
Yes, they are. Evil Geniuses is 0-6 against G2. They can't buy a victory against G2, but that's okay because we made it to semis. We beat out PSG, who actually was the one that ruined it for us last year. So we got a little bit of revenge. And who knows, because EG's been looking better. They took down T1 the other day. That was a pretty big one, and T1 didn't throw that game. They just simply got beat.
I don't know about that. I think both those Barons were throws.
Well, I mean, like they didn't go in goofing off. Like they went in with the full idea that they wanted to win the game. Like it wasn't like, you know, sometimes they're like, oh, we'll take it easy, and if we lose, ha, oh well. Like no. They were trying, and EG actually just outplayed them, which is good to see. You're starting to see a little bit of like a G2 level up, or not G2 level, an EG level up. So I think that's awesome. So I guess without further ado.
Yep, let's man, all right, let's just tackle this. So
let's do it.
Pretty much every champion is getting a change.
Yep.
And the most basic one is I like this where they call it a base stat package. What is a fucking stimulus?
Oh, is that what they're calling it?
It's the durability base stat package. Everybody's getting a stimmy.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Is it? I guess it's a stimmy because they're
reducing
a buff.
all the
Yeah.
Well, every champion's getting base HP 70, health growth 14 per level, armor growth 1.2 per level, and then magic resist. This is adding to whatever it is right now. Yes. And magic resist 0.8 per level, and then of course for Thresh, because his armor and leveling is a little bit different, he gets a different change, so which we will see in a second.
Yes, and that's one of the ones we will spend a little bit of time on. So not a ton of time, but a little bit more time.
And then they have just a overall just summary that heals, shields, sustain, and grievous wounds are all getting nerfed.
Yes.
We will get to those. This is just like a quick summary because we got to get through this because there's so many fucking things. And their goal in general here is to make team fights a little bit faster because people fucking die so goddamn quick in this game.
Right. That's the one thing that sucks is like you don't really ever get to team fight in this game anymore because people are getting blown up left and right. And so that their aim is to make the, like, I feel like in the past you had an opportunity to turn around a team fight or turn around a game in a team fight, you know, without having to blow somebody up, just like being able to withstand some of the stuff. And like, that's not an option currently. So they're trying to bring that back where it doesn't feel like all is lost because you lost the lane phase, which I feel like the game has been in a current state of that. So I do like what's coming up. And to give you guys an idea, this is going to be not necessarily exact for every champion, but this is a range of what they're doing. So all of the healing is going to be reduced by about approximately 10% earlier in game and 28% in later phases of the game. Obviously, depending on the champion, that's going to vary a little bit. The shielding is also going to be reduced by about 10%, and so is the Omnivamp. The grievous wounds is going to go from 40% reduced healing to 30%, and then the enhance is going to go from 60 to 50%. So
this is for everything, including items and everything.
Right. These are basically a blanket change. Obviously, these are approximate numbers. It's going to vary by champion, and the items are probably going to be all about the same, but it's definitely going to vary by champion. So that is the kind of what we're looking at here. And just to give you guys an idea what they're looking at, they did leave us this nice little sentence that kind of covers everything. It says, with these updates, you can expect fights to last a little longer. The goal is not to make games longer, but rather to nerf a few systems like Sunfire Aegis, Moonstone Renewer, Demonic Embrace, and Conditioning. That could dominate the game if left unchecked. We don't want to pre-nerf potentially OP champions for this patch, but we're confident these systems would warp item and rune choices if left unchecked. So, they're not going to tell us everything, every context for each champion. That is the context. So I guess without further ado, let's just get right into it.
Yeah, man. So we're going to start with champions here. And again, we're going to fire through these unless something catches our eye in particular. So Aatrox, his E healing against champions is getting dropped by 2% early and 4% late.
Yep.
The empowered E, which is when he's in World Ender, is dropping by 1% early and then 5% late.
Right.
And then increased self-healing just from his ult. If you guys didn't realize this, he has so many fucking ways of healing. His increased self-healing on his R is dropping by 5% at all ranks.
Just great.
Moving on, Ari, passive heal. This one's a little weird because she just got these changes and she's already getting nerfed on it.
Right.
So the passive heal upon full stacks is getting reduced by 5 early and 25 late. And it is also losing 5% AP scaling. That's all levels 1 through 18. And then the heal with champion takedowns is getting nerfed from base 5 to getting nerfed by 5 early, and it is dropping off at 35 late. And as well, the AP scaling is dropping by 5%. All right, yeah, we'll switch off. We'll just switch off every 2.
Okay. And the Alistair's, the passive self-heal is going to drop by 2 early and 19 late. Not a big difference. His healing doesn't do that much anyways. Annie, her...
Action.
Oh, sorry, did I skip Action?
Yeah.
My fault. I'm sorry. Action, his was 40 to 300, levels 1 through 18 is 40 to 280, and he's losing 5% on the bonus AD scaling.
Why does that guy need a shield anyways?
I don't fucking know. He's actually pretty squishy, honestly.
Yeah, he's just so fucking slippery, dude.
He is slippery. Annie, her E shield is going to be the same early, but it's going to drop off late by 20. So it's going to be 40 to 220, and it's going to lose 5% on the AP ratio scaling. Chelyos, aka Akafilios. He's got a lot here. So the Severum healing for basic attacks from 3 to 10% is that going to be 2.5 to 9% of damage dealt. The Severum healing from attacks from abilities, that's a fucking weird sentence to say, was 9 to 30. It's going to be 8.3 to 30%, levels 1 through 18.
Not a big deal.
Of damage dealt. The overall shielding from Severum is unchanged. The ulti from Severum, the heal upon champion hit, is going to drop by 25 to 75, levels 6, 11, and 16. And then I'll finish off the A's with Azir. His shield is going to drop by 10 at all ranks and 10% in the AP ratio scaling.
Cool. Next up is Bard. The minimum heal for his W is dropping by 5 early on base and then 25 late. AP scaling is staying the same. And then the maximum heal is dropping by 10 early, and it is dropping by 40 late. AP scaling is still the same.
I want to say that's kind of weird that they would double it for the first one, but not quite double it for the second one. Just a note.
And a Camille passive adaptive shield is dropping by 3%, and the shield works off her max HP, so 20% down to 17% max health.
Yep.
Cassiopeia is healing against poison targets with her poison, is dropping by 2% early, and it scales off. Okay, so it scales with AP. So
yep. It's
dropping by 2% early, and then a 4% late. And this is again, yeah, that's
her E. Yeah.
Cho'Gath passive healing is dropping by 2 early, not that big of a deal, and then 19 late, levels 1 through 18. I'll do a few more here. Darius Q healing against champions large monsters is dropping by 2%, 15% to 13% of his missing health HP per enemy hit. I had no idea that it was... I knew it was missing HP, but I didn't realize it stacks with a 3.
I don't think it did. I think that's new. It says 13% of missing health per enemy hit by blade up to 3. So I think that's new.
Is that not a buff then?
No, because he could hit 5 champions and get it. So that's actually a nerf. That's a fat nerf.
Okay.
So you can only get it up to 3 enemies hit. So that's a pretty big nerf.
All right, moving on. Diana's W Shield is dropping base 5 early and then only 5 late. Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah,
but the AP scaling is going down by 5%, and then the bonus, I did not know this ability scaled with bonus HP, dropping by 1%, but it's 10 to 9.
I don't really know her build. I know she builds Gnasher's Tooth, but beyond that, I don't know what else she builds. So
I think Rocket Belt?
Yeah, I was gonna say Rocket Belt. I was gonna ask if that was one of her builds. So that'll definitely hurt a little bit on her shield too, because you're losing an extra 1% there. But she is kind of like that AP bruiser, so that makes sense if it scales off her bonus health to help her out.
All right, you're up.
Dr. Shmundo. He's gonna lose 5% at all ranks on his ulti, which scales off his missing health. Echo. The W Shield is going to drop by, looks like 10 at all ranks. He's going to keep the 150% AP ratio.
Jesus, that's fat ratio. What the hell?
Yeah, but you got to actually stand in the shield to get it, or in the field, so that's not bad. I mean, it's supposed to punish whoever stays in it.
I didn't know it was that high.
Yeah, that's pretty high. Elise, her passive spider form, healing from basic attacks, was 4 to 10. With a 10% AP ratio, she's losing 2% on that ratio. The base numbers are staying the same. I'll hit through the Fs and then I'll flop over. Fiora, passive healing against vitals was 40 to 115, levels 1 through 18. It's now 35 to 100.
Get fucked.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck this champion anyways.
Fuck this champion.
And then her ulti healing per second was 80 to 140. It's now 75 to 125, keeping the 60% bonus AD ratio. Yeah, Fiddlesticks. His W healing against monsters was 50%. It's now going to be 45% of damage dealt and still 15% against minions. So he's not losing anything there. His W healing against champions was 30 to 70% of damage dealt, is now 25 to 55%.
That's pretty big.
That's pretty big.
50 so you're matching that first. Yeah.
Yep.
Alrighty, Galio W Magic's damage shield is dropping by 0.5% early, and then 1.5% of his max health late. So that's 15 to 13.5 at rank 5.
Real quick before you move on, I just want to revisit Fiddlesticks because I forgot about the Tanklesticks build. I wonder if that comes back with this.
Think so?
I don't know if they're buffing all the durability stuff. Tanklesticks might come back. Remember how popular it was when he first came out?
Jeez, fucking Frozen Heart, Spirit Visage.
Yeah, laning Tanklesticks. I mean, that could be a thing. Anyways.
Gangplank W heal getting reduced by 5 early and 5 late. Okay, not bad, but it's dropping by 2% of his missing HP. This ability just got buffed the other patch with the mana cost, I believe.
I didn't realize it scaled off his missing health.
Yeah, it's got like a 90% AP scaling, and then it's missing HP.
Build AP on GP, fuck it.
No.
Rich
Garen W Shield is dropping by 5 early and then 25 late. Okay, that's not bad. And then the bonus health scaling is dropping by 2 from 20 to 18. Gragas passive healing is getting reduced by 1.5 from 8% to 6.5% of his max HP. And then one more before I give it back to you. Gwen passive healing against champions is dropping by 10%. That's 70% to 60% of damage dealt. And then the passive maximum healing against champions is getting nerfed by 2 early and then 5 late. That is 12 to 30. Now it is 10 to 25. And then the AP scaling is dropping by 0.5%.
All right. Alawi, passive heal. Tentacles heal Alawi. It was 5%. It's now 4.5% of her missing health upon hitting at least one enemy champion. Gairelia, her Q heal was 8 to 16% of her AD. It's now 7 to 11.
That's pretty big.
That's pretty big at the end on the back end, yeah, for sure. Which is good because this champion, when she gets out of control, you just can't kill her because she heals too much. The young Vern, his E shield is dropping from 80 to 220 with an 80% ratio to 70 to 190. So 10 early, 30 late, and losing 5% on the AP scaling. Janna, this is actually a good one. Her E shield is going to lose 5 early and 25 late, and 5% on the AP ratio scale. And her ulti heal per second is going to lose 10 early, scale up to the same, but lose 5% on the AP ratio. So that's not bad, but I will expect to see this champion. I think you might see this champion a little bit more, considering the durabilities being buffed on everybody, and she gives a shield, which also gives AD. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see this champion kind of climb back into the meta, because she's going to give you more stats to help break through these extra durability buffs. J4, the W base shield is going to drop by, it's going to be the same early, excuse me, and drop by 20 late. I was almost at 40, but that's a 60, not a 0. The shield increase, I did not know that he got a 1.5% increase in max health. Based on max health per enemy hit. It's going to go to 1.3%. So not much of a difference. I don't think that's going to do enough to
I think
remove him from his
Jarvan's
position.
I think so far, I think this is probably one of the
the least
impactful, because Jarvan's just so fucking good, and
he's good right. I think this actually helps him. It helps his tank builds a little bit more too, because he can be built damage or tank, or a lot of times you build an early damage item and then you transition to tank, because as his damage falls off, he needs to be able to withstand hits. And so actually I think this is pretty important. I think you're going to see a lot of Jarvan and a lot of Janna later in this patch.
Alrighty, I'll move on.
Yeah, you hit up the Ks. There's a lot of Ks here.
Fuck my life. Alright, Kaisa. Our shield. The base is getting lowered by 5 early and then 25 late. No,
15
that's,
late.
15 late.
Sorry, I thought it was 25 too.
And then the scaling on it, there's so much scaling. It is losing
Jesus Christ.
the AD, the bonus AD, or I guess it's just AD. Wow,
No, there's AP too.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying it says AD, not bonus AD.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I didn't realize that. It is getting lowered by 10% early, and then going up to 20% late from 200 to 180, and then the AP scaling is dropping by 10%.
I actually really
AP.
like that. I like that because since she builds such a split build, or she's capable of building a split build that still performs well. She's like the only champion that can build both and do really well with it. I think that's pretty impactful to her ulti shield.
I don't think anybody's building her AP anymore.
No,
Not even like a Nasus.
Really?
No, because that change they did.
Yeah, I feel like
Just
it's
way
just helpful
better
to get it. But you're right. There are other items. I think it's still viable though.
I think the most DPS though is like full AD. They're not even going mirror mana anymore. I haven't been seeing that.
Nope, because you don't need to. You're not trying to deal damage with the skills. You're just trying to auto attack again and pop your passive.
Alrighty, Karma, the WR empowered heal is getting dropped by 3%, and that's missing HP, so it's going from 20% to 17%. The E shield is dropping by 10 early, and it is losing 30 late and 5% AP scaling. And then the empowered E is staying the same early at 25, but then it is losing 20 late and then another 5% AP scaling. Oh god, Katarina. Okay, let's just take a second to talk about this bitch. Right after this break. Alrighty, welcome back from the break.
Welcome back. Katarina, Katana Fish, whatever you want to call her. Fuck this champion, dude.
Before I even mention these nerfs,
I know. They actually need to fix her.
They need to fix this fucking champion. You're right.
Fuck this champion, dude.
I'm so tired of seeing Divine Sunderer, Titanic Hydra, Blade of the Rune King. Riot, what are you fucking doing?
Seriously.
Why can she build Bruiser? Meaning she doesn't take any fucking damage. She somehow deals a fuck ton of damage because her R applies on hit effects. fucking take that off.
Seriously, get
You don't
rid of
need
that.
it.
I'm so tired of the on-hit effects that oh god, I'm so
Well,
tired
what
of
did
that
we
shit.
see? It scales, I think, at rank 1, it's like 30, is it 33%? And then it scales up to 66%.
60. Yeah, it's fucking stupid. It's
So what they were
actually
doing
fucking stupid.
So this is they're taking 10% off her grievous wounds on Death Lotus. Literally no big, I don't care. That's nothing.
Yeah.
This is incentivizing. Okay, this makes me so grumpy. Like, I'm gonna make a grumpy
Yeah,
on
you
this
are.
bitch's face. I'm so sick of seeing AD Katarina, dude.
I fucking hate it so much.
Get it
Bork
out.
Sunder, Titanic buttfuck. Just someone. You know how she has a scar on her eye? Someone just needs to remove her whole fucking eye or something. I don't know. Get rid of this champion.
All right, that was nice. Moving down to Kale.
That was the second rant for the week, by the way.
Fuck yeah, that was gonna be the Monday episode, but Jesus Christ. Moving down to Kale, her W heal, the base is getting dropped by 5 early and then 25 late, and
Okay.
the AP scaling is dropping by 5%.
Okay, that's crazy because her heal doesn't do shit anyways. So okay.
Yeah, so it's literally
More useless than before.
Move to Kane, the passive, the Darkened Slayer, healing from abilities against champions. Again, this is Red Kane.
Yep.
Is getting changed from 30 to 40 to 25 to 35, so 5% at all levels.
Astronomical.
Physical damage dealt. E healing, Umbral Trespass. No, it's what's it? Is that his E?
Yeah, it's Humble Trust.
Okay, I was trying to. Was that his R? I think that's his R.
That's his R.
Shadow Step. Shadow Step.
Shadow
is his E.
Step. There you go.
Okay. The E. Sometimes I'm trying to guess at what their fucking names are. The abilities.
Trying to remember all of them.
So his E is getting changed. Base is dropping by 10 early and then 30 late. Okay, I like that. And then 5% bonus AD. The R Darkened Slayer heal is getting changed from. It is getting lower. What's that? 50? No, it's 75. No, it's 1.5%. Am I drunk?
Yeah, you are. No, that's
10.5 to. Oh, it's only.
no, it is 0.75%.
Okay, I was right. You're okay.
Yeah,
And then
it's gonna get more confusing though. Holy shit.
they have. Hold on, let's just take
What
a second
is
here.
this?
The base is a percentage,
What
and then it
is this?
scales with a percentage.
Of it scales
Targets-
with per bonus AD. So yeah, you get a base percentage and you get a scaling percentage of
Targets
100
max HP.
bonus HP. Right. So
Fucking stupid. This is.
well, he doesn't. Does he build that much AD?
I mean, Gore Drinker.
Does he build like if you're building 200 AD, you're getting about almost 18%, right? 17%. So yeah, so 9 3/4 plus 17 is 20. Yeah, you can get about 28 with all the change and shit. Okay, so about 28% if you have 200 AD, I guess. Okay.
All right, fuck you. Okay, Kha'Zix.
Of the target's
you.
max health. Sorry, forgot that part of it.
I meant fuck Kane, not you.
I knew what you meant. But fuck me
Kha'Zix
too.
W heal is getting dropped by 5 on base early, and then it is getting dropped by 25 late, and then it
that's
is losing
35 late.
35.
Oh no,
late?
it is 25. That's a 60. God damn it, dude! They
Oh,
need to
yeah,
stop
the
with the strike through on the 6.
And then the AP scaling is staying the same. 2 more left for the Ks. Kindred W passive healing at full stacks is getting changed. Is that a 40 or a 49?
That's a 49.
It's probably is it?
49. Yeah, it's 49 because it's gonna go down to 47 to 81.
Oh, you're right.
That's the only reason I know it's a 49 because I know we're going backwards.
So that's not that big of a deal.
Well,
and then
two early, but 19 late I think is a lot bigger because it's like her passive is just a fleet footwork, right?
Yes.
So.
And then the R heal is getting changed. It is dropping by 25 early and then 25 late. So 25 all ranks.
I was gonna wait for you to say the middle and then late.
And then Kled passive Scarl's health upon returning is getting changed. It is dropping by 5% at all levels. Levels 1, 6, 11, 16. I don't play this champion. I have no idea how the fuck he works.
That's fun.
And then the Q Grievous Wounds part is getting reduced by 10% to only 50%.
I had no idea he had grievous wounds on his Q. What
Yeah,
the fuck?
that's kind of why when he was, I think that he had that on release, but
Probably
he was
did.
really oppressive on
Yeah.
release.
I enjoy playing this champion. I just suck at playing him, but he's fun as fuck. Like it's just like all gas no brakes. You know what I mean? All right. Peace in. Peace in the W Shield is gonna drop by 5 early, 25 late. Keep the same 80% AP ratio because it doesn't build AP, so that's not gonna change. You're only gonna really get that when you get Baron. The W2 bonus lifesteal and spell vamp is going to stay at 5 early, but drop up to 2%. It's going to scale up to 2% total at max rank. So it was 25%. It's going to go to 23% and all the shit in between. I don't think you guys care about that. Lilia, the passive healing against large monsters, is going to drop by 3 early and 29 late, if I do my math right, and then lose 0.6 on the AP ratio. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, these are like super specific numbers.
Yes.
And I don't understand.
Well, you know what that is? That is actually 10% of 6%. 10% of 6% is 0.6%. So that makes sense. When they said 10% early on, that actually tracks. Okay.
Don't praise them. Don't praise
Hey, whoa. The passive healing against champion is going to drop by 1 at level 1 and 15 at level 18, and you're going to lose 2% of your AP ratio. Again, a 10% nerf. So check that out. Good job, Riot. I did my math right. Lissandra, Lissy, whatever you want to call her. She's going to lose 10 on the R minimum self-heal at all ranks and 5% on the AP ratio. Lulu, my least favorite champ to play and play against in the support role, is going to lose 5 on her E-Shield early, and is that 25 late? And then lose a 5% on her AP ratio. And then her ulti bonus health is going to lose 25 at all ranks and a 5% on the AP ratio. I don't think that's that big a deal because the whole big part of it is just giving you the bonus health anyways. So I don't think that's that big of a deal, especially because everyone's getting so much bonus, so much base health added. Moving down to Schlux, she's gonna lose 5 on her shield early and 25 late, and keep the same 35% AP ratio. I think that makes sense. This shield is not that fat; it's only 100 plus 35%. I mean, you get most of it on the ratio, so hitting the base.
Listen, no one plays Lux for the shield.
Seriously, remember that there was that time when everyone did max shield on Lux. Was that last season? The beginning of last season?
Whenever it was like Guardian Lux support.
Yeah,
I don't fucking know.
That was it. Malphite, this is a good one. 1% reduction on the max health shield from his passive. Shmao Kai is passive healing from empowered basic attacks was 5 to 65. It's going to go to 5 to 45, and then it scales on max health. He loses a 0.5% early and 4% late at level 15. That's actually pretty big.
Take a second. Can we make Maokai great again?
Yes, I would love to make Maokai great again. Not in the
please.
support role. Like, make Maokai a great tank again.
Bring back his old R with the damage reduction. You know, he does that he claps. Yep. You know, he does that. I fucking love that. I think that's why. I don't give a shit what it does. I just want to see him clap.
You know, I really just every time I see Maokai, I think of Treebeard from Lord of the Rings. The way he talks, he's got the deep voice that just sounds stupid. I like the aesthetics of this champion, and I'd love to see him back in the game in a non-AP based role. He's got a lot to offer.
Please, Riot, please.
Yeah, Rito, please. Schmordekaiser, the W shield to heal, he's losing on the ratio 5 at all ranks, which is important because that shield actually gets pretty goddamn fat, and he becomes a menace. And he's going to be a menace with all the other buffs he's getting, so 5% to me doesn't even seem like enough, even though it's astronomical. And I'll hit the last M with Morgana, the passive healing from abilities, so you're going to lose 2%. Wow. Nothing too crazy.
All right, next up is Nami. W Heal is losing 5 base early and then 25 late.
This is important. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. I'm just, if you want to finish go ahead.
No. This is important because Nami Lucian is a very strong lane right now. Nami Lucian is damn near undefeated because of Lucian's passive and Nami's E. Don't be surprised if you see these early game champions like Lucian and Draven start to fall out of the meta a little bit. And don't be surprised if you don't see a whole lot of Namis. You probably won't see Nami Lucian for a while because Lucian thrives on the squishies. And the extra damage he gets from his passive and Nami's E, I think is extremely important on that and keeping him in the fight with them, because she gets the slow and the added on hit damage. So I think this is actually extremely important. That is going to really change the way the bot lane looks.
Alrighty, Nasus is up next. Passive lifesteal is dropping by 1% early and then 3% late.
Okay.
Yeah, that's...
Okay, that's actually somewhat, not crazy, but somewhat important with that Q. Okay.
I mean, I don't think it's really going to make a difference if he has 1,000 stacks and he's queuing you.
Well, if he's got 1,000 stacks, you better cover your butthole and run because he's going to eat that shit.
Nautilus W Shield is dropping by 5 base early, and then 5 late. Okay, same thing. And then the max HP scaling is dropping by 1 early and 1 late. Okay.
Yeah, 1%. And that's 1%. Not impactful to this champion at all because he's usually played in the support role. This is going to keep him in that support role. So.
No, yeah, I agreed. I remember for a time there's Nautilus.
Jungle.
I didn't know Nautilus was getting
Nautilus
pop.
jungle was fucking insane.
Love that, dude. You're just fucking Spider-Maning around.
Nautilus top was uselessness.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I remember that fucking Trick 2G video. Like, he's useless. I'm gonna have to look that up. Holy shit, I forgot about that video. He's useless. Okay.
Yeah.
Nidalee base heal, or her E base heal, is getting dropped. It's gonna be the same at rank 1, and then it is gonna lose 20 late, and then it is gonna drop off by 5%. Why did it have a 0.5% scaling to begin with?
I don't know, but I don't think this is that impactful because the reason you use it is actually to get the attack speed buff, not the heal. Like, the heal's nice, but you're using the skill for the attack speed buff.
Nocturne passive healing from empowered basic attacks is changing from... It is dropping by 2 early and then 10 late. And the AP... I had no idea it scaled with AP. It is getting an AP buff.
He doesn't build AP, so it's just for Baron.
It's so weird.
The whole point of that, I remember like a few years ago when they said why they had these AP scaling, and it's literally just for Baron. For when you get Baron, they just want you to be able to be like, oh, hey, you get something else in addition to the other stat buffs, right? It's so cool, whatever. If Nocturne gets Baron and he wants to fucking blow you up, I think that's kind of fair, I guess.
Oh, the AP scaling on his passive is going up by 15%. Okay.
That's crazy. That's like to double that. That's fucking crazy.
Nunu base healing against non-champions is dropping by 10 early and then 30 late, and the AP scaling is dropping by 20%.
Jesus.
And the bonus HP is dropping by 4%.
Jesus.
That's pretty big.
That is huge. He's getting a... You're not going to see Nunus unless they go full tank. You're not going to see AP Nunu. That's for sure. Even an ARAM. Oh my god, that really fucks him in ARAM.
Yeah,
too.
that fucks ARAM. Wow. Alrighty, you want to take us through the O's?
Yeah, let me do the OPs and the R's because there's a ton of those. And I know there's a shit ton of S's. Olaf, who just got changed. His W Shield. He's going to keep the same at level 1, but slowly ramp up to losing 20 base on the shield, and he's going to lose 2.5% of his missing health. I don't think
this
it's
is
that
important.
crazy, but
this
I
is
think
important.
It's important.
He is keeping his passive lifesteal.
Yes.
That is not getting changed.
Right.
That is important.
So they're just hitting the shield, which I think is good because while you're shielded, the lifesteal is basically free, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. Orianna is going to lose 5 early and 5 late. Okay, so it's 5 all the way through. I can't read, apparently. And
no, that's what I've been doing. I'm only looking at the front numbers and then going back and forth.
And then she's going to lose 5% on her AP ratio. So from 50 to 45% on that E-Shield. Poopy, she's going to lose 2% all the way through, and that scales off her max health. But that does go... This is on her passive, obviously, so it goes levels 1, 7, and 13. Michael Thompson, the Gray Health. I'm actually surprised they're hitting this. So the Gray Health under cap was 60%. It's going to go to 55% of his max health. The passive damage to Gray Health was 10% plus 0.25% per 1 lethality. It's now going to be 9% plus 0.2% per 1 lethality. So not a big difference, but it's enough because Pike doesn't scale health. The health scales his damage instead. So that is actually important. And the passive empowered damage to gray health is going to be from 45 plus a half a percent per 1 lethality to 40% plus 0.4% per 1 lethality. So a little nerfs there, but I think it's important because he has such a small health pool. I think that's actually pretty impactful. Still expect to see Pike. He's still going to build lethality and damage, and he's still going to try to ult you and get away with it. So moving on to Rakan, who's got a passive shield that's going to get a slight nerf. It's going to lose 3 early from 33 to 30, and it's going to lose 29. I think that is late from 254 to 225, levels 1 through 18, and he's gonna lose 5% on his AP ratio from 90 to 85%. I don't think that part's that big of a deal, really. The Q heal, I think, is more what you're looking at. It was 18 to 120, levels 1 through 18, plus a 70% AP ratio. It's now 18 to 90, levels 1 through 18 with a 55% AP ratio.
Wow.
That is only big if you're building solo lane Rakan, who builds AP. Regular laning Rakan is full utility, kind of like a Thresh. His E shield is going to lose 5 at all ranks and 10% on the AP ratio. That, I think, is a bigger change than his Q heal. Especially because his Q heal is what you max last anyways. You're not getting a whole lot out of it. Rel, her
Never heard of this champion. Don't know
I
what
know
this champion is.
You know what's crazy is they've been playing her a lot at MSI, and she pairs really well with Callista. You throw her in, and you throw her in while she's dismounted, and she mounts up and flips the target backwards. That's actually pretty gross.
I'm really surprised Riot even mentioned her. I don't know. This champion just doesn't exist in my mind.
I think this champion's too high skill cap for low elo.
I just don't think she. Yeah, maybe in like the niche like picks in pro play, I just think she just sucks.
You know what I learned from Steven about this champion is she plays really well into champions that have shields and shielding. Not because she's a massive tank, but she just has like, she's got the stun, she's got the crash down, and then she's got the flip. So she's got a pop up and then a flip, and then she has her ulti that kind of helps keep you in place. But I think you have to be really skilled to play this champion well.
Sure,
I just think that like she's not quite as straightforward as Thresh, who you can play at all skill levels and do well with. Obviously, the more skilled you are with Thresh, the far better he is. But
I'll even one up you on that. It's Nautilus.
Okay.
Nautilus is point and click.
Nautilus is easy mode.
Like that's the why would you pick Rel over Nautilus? Like Nautilus is just brain dead. Like, oh, I'm gonna land my Q.
He is.
Boom, auto attack, stunned. R.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Plus I'm pretty sure they don't give a shit because there are champions. Zeri came out this year and she is already getting a new skin. Rel does not have another skin aside from Battle Queen.
I know. And what's crazy is actually I like this champion's aesthetic. I like the idea of a Pheromancer. I think that's pretty cool. I just wish they would do more with her, but
you'd think they would have given her High Noon.
Right. We talked about this, right?
Yeah.
And I wonder if the reason they didn't is because Senna comes out on a horse, and they're like, well.
There's hella champions that come out on a horse.
And speaking of High Noon, by the way, there's like another 5 High Noon skins coming out this patch. So.
All right, sorry. Let's keep going.
You're good. Rel's Q heal per champion hit is going to be the same in terms of base, but lose 1% on the missing health. I had no idea it scaled off missing health.
I had no idea she had a healing ability.
Oh, I knew that she had a healing ability that also is a shred ability as well.
Now, does it, if you're linked, does it heal your ally?
Yes, that's the whole point of it.
Okay,
yes,
okay.
yeah. And so it was 5% of her missing, I don't know if it's her missing health or their missing health. It must be her missing health. It was 5%. It's going to be 4%. That's not that big of a deal because she does stack health anyways in defenses. So what you're going to see is probably a bigger impact is on her crash down shield. This is when she dismounts and she gets that fat shield and she's slower than a motherfucker. She's going to lose 5 early and 25 late and lose 1% of the max health on that as well because she stacks so much health. I think that's going to be a big difference, and she has no escapability from there. So it's definitely going to make her weaker. It should counteract to be almost even with the buffs. don't be surprised if you see people start trying out this champion more again. Renata Glass, she's getting a nerf on her E shield, obviously. You're gonna be the same early but lose 20 late and keep that 50% AP ratio. Again, another champion that doesn't build a lot of raw stats. She's more of a utility champion, so I don't think it's gonna be that impactful because it's only affecting the base damage, but we'll see. I think she's obviously still important with her W and with her ulti to take her out of the meta. I think she's probably been the best release support champion since fucking Braum. Renekton is next on the list here. He's got his Q healing against non-champions, which was 2 to 6% with a 3% bonus AD ratio. It's going to keep the same base, but lose 1% on the bonus AD ratio down to 2%. The healing against champions is also going to... No, it's not going to keep the bases. I'm sorry. It was 12 to 36. It's going to be 10 to 26 and lose 1% on the bonus AD from 16 to 15. The empowered... Here we go. Healing against non-champions was 6 to 18 plus 9% bonus AD. It's going to keep the base 6 to 18, but it's going to lose 3% on the bonus AD. The healing against champions that's empowered is actually going to lose a lot more, though. It was 36 to 108. It's going to go 30 to 78, which I feel like is pretty big. And then you're going to lose 3% on the bonus AD. It was 48%. It's going to go down to 45%. Riven... That is pretty big for Renekton. He's back to being a center champ. Don't play this fucking champion. Riven is getting a pretty big nerf on her shield as well from her E. I think this is pretty important. From 85 early to 80 early, and it was 205 late. It's going to move down to 180, so that's 25 there. And then 10% on the bonus AD. She got 120 before. It's moving down to 110 on the bonus AD.
Jesus Christ. This is another fucking champion. I don't see it that often.
No.
But this champion can deal out massive damage.
And not die.
And I know they're changing, where we'll get to turrets and items and stuff, but like,
right.
Yeah, she can tank 4 million. If you get like 90 ability haste and her E is up every 2 seconds, she doesn't take damage. And it's
kind of
really
like
fucking... It's even better. I think she's better because she just has a shield.
Right.
And she doesn't rely on resets. But
this is true.
Just 4 backflips, shoves her blade up your ass, and then...
Doesn't she basically play the same as Aatrox, except she's a little more bursty than Aatrox? She's like a mix between Gairelia and Aatrox.
I think it's just because of the backflips.
The backflips
really
on
similar.
the Q, right? Yeah, the Q is basically the same skill.
I hate Riven. I hate a good Riven player because they...
Box. And to round out the R's, we have Rumbell, who is going to lose 20 late on his W shield, but keep the same base early. And he's going to lose 5% on the AP scaling, which I think is important because his champion builds a mega fuck ton of AP.
All right, moving down to Senna. The Q Heal is getting, is dropping by 20 late. The bonus AD is dropping by 30. The AP is staying the same.
Mm-hmm.
And then the lethality scaling is staying the same. So plus 1 per 1 with lethality. I didn't know
she scaled
is that
off
new?
lethality. I don't know. I didn't know she scaled off lethality. No wonder people go Eclipse on this bitch.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't know
Jesus.
that. Interesting.
By the way, I'm just throwing this out there. This champion is fucking mega OP right now. Mega broken. This is not going to make her any less mega broken. I'm just telling you guys right now, if you're not playing this champion, you need to get back into playing this champion. She is dumb ass OP. You just need to wait for late game. Don't be afraid to wait to scale. This champion is fucking stupid, and she's damn near free low.
Also, if you're playing in a lobby, if you're playing solo queue, and you see someone talk about fasting Senna, you should know what that is. Please, just Google it. Senna is a support. She pokes. She takes a support item. Usually paired up with a tank. What was the one you were telling me the other day?
This guy played Swain.
No, you told me there was another weird combo. Was it Olaf? You said Olaf.
Oh, that's right. Olaf Senna. I was telling you that today, I think. It's fucking sounds disgusting. Sounds absolutely disgusting.
You just give any... like, Tom Kench, I think, is still the best one, but you just give a free pass to another champion that normally be in a solo lane.
Right.
Just let them go free. And Senna... The other thing... Okay, the one other really quick, and then we'll keep moving on. someone brought this up I think it was on Reddit, but she has a range of 600. That's nuts.
It is. What's
When-
Caitlyn, 650?
650.
Yeah.
This champion should not have 600. It should be like at least 525 or something. Just considering that she scales in gains range.
But
That's kind of horseshit.
have you seen her gun?
Yes, it's huge.
What does she say in High Noon, in the High Noon skin? She says something and then she goes, "Big gun though." It's a great quote. Her gun is fucking huge. It's ridiculous.
Okay, so that was her Q heal, and then her R shield is dropping by 20 early and going to stay at 200 late. Same thing with the AP scaling, and I did not know it scaled off per souls. That's interesting.
I knew that. I didn't realize it was 1.5 per soul though. I thought it was just 1 per soul.
Okay.
So
Moving
that
down-
basically mirrors Thresh's armor, right? Because Thresh's
that
armor
makes
was
sense.
0.75. I think they moved it up to 1 now, per soul. So yeah, it should be very similar to Thresh in that regard.
All right, moving down to Seraphine. W Shield is getting dropped by 10 early and then 10 late. Okay, it's going to be the same. And then the AP scaling is dropping by 5%.
5%.
The the heal per ally is changing. Let's see. It's going to say this. The percentage is going to stay the same, but it is the percentage per 100 AP is dropping by
0.15.
0.15, yeah,
Yep,
of
yeah.
targets missing HP. Okay, no big deal.
That's good. That's good.
Shen passive shield is changing. The scaling is dropping by 2% of the bonus, so it's 12% bonus HP now. The R shield is dropping by 10 early and then 50 late, and the bonus HP scaling is dropping by 1.5%. Singed, the Q during R, the Grievous Wounds, is losing 10% of its effectiveness.
I forgot that he gets Grievous when he Qs while he's ulting.
Yeah. It's yeah.
This champion's fun, but no one plays him.
Scion W Shield is changing. Base is staying the same, but the max HP is losing 2% per level. Per rank, it is now 12% of max HP at max. Skarner W Shield. No one gives a shit about this champion.
Except Captain Flowers. I'm sorry, Captain Flowers.
Shield is losing 1% of max HP, and the scaling is staying the same.
Even though it doesn't matter because Flowers plays him as a Giga Chad Skarner anyways, so.
Sona W Shield is staying the same early and losing 20 late, and the AP scaling is dropping by 5.
That's pretty big, I think.
The
Considering
W
she doesn't build that much AP, that's actually pretty
right. Sorry. No, you're fine. You're fine. W Heal is staying the same early on the base and losing 20 late, and again 5% AP.
That's actually huge because this champion thrives on, like, kind of, I would call it like a poke heal, right? Like, it's like, because the way she operates, it's all auras and it's all like, you don't pick your target, it just picks the target for you, you know what I mean? And so I think it's important to note that, like, she pokes with her Q, but the way she heals is very similar to the way she attacks with her Q. It's like a poke heal. She just picks some people to fucking heal. And so I think it's pretty important that she's going to lose 20 and 5% on that ratio, because again, she doesn't build a whole lot of AP, so her heals don't do a whole lot. They're just very consistent and persistent. So that's pretty big, I think. That's gonna, not that she was really in meta, but it's really gonna push her out, I feel like.
I'll finish up the S's here. 3 more to
Yes.
go. Soraka W Heal is losing 10 early on the base and then 50 late, and then the AP scaling is dropping by 15%. Wow.
Not crazy because she doesn't build a ton of AP. It's 15%.
Well, I mean, if she builds like Ardent Censer, Staff of Flowing Water,
right,
she's still getting some.
Yeah, she's definitely still more utility based in terms of the items that she builds. But you're right.
50
it's not,
base, that's pretty big.
50 base is bigger than the scaling is where I was going with that. My bad, I should have said that.
And then the R heal is dropping by 5 early, and then it is losing 15 late, and the AP scaling is dropping by 5%.
So not too big of a difference on the
it's
R.
still very
the
OP
W
that
that
it
they're
clears grievous wounds, or it.
Yes, it is extremely fucking OP.
Swain passive heal per soul fragment is dropping by 1% early, and then 2% late, and those are levels 1, 6, 11, and 16.
Yeah, half.
And that's the
1,
healing of his
1
max
and a half,
HP.
2. Okay.
And then the R drain per second is staying the same early, but losing 20 late,
Wow.
and then 5% AP.
Wow.
I'm looking at
Wow.
like give me like utility Swain. I know Moonstone is getting changed, but fuck,
Wow.
what's the point of healing if you're
Yeah.
losing that much?
You know what though? This champion shouldn't be able to play a solo lane and build Moonstone, so there's that.
Really quick, and I don't know why they didn't put it here, but they had another change for some like quality of life. If you gotta
Okay.
scroll all the way
It's
down,
probably down to the bug fixes and QL. Yeah.
it's mid scope. Just a
Oh,
quick
mid
change.
scope follow ups. Okay.
You see that? Okay, so Swain, his R is getting adjusted. Swain will now automatically cast Demon Flare when Demonic Ascension expires. I had no idea that it didn't do that.
If you don't cast it, it doesn't cast. It's actually stupid. So I'm glad that they make it like auto cast because you have to remember to hit that second R. So I'm glad like if you don't use it, it's gonna auto cast when it ends.
Whenever I play him, I literally use that Demon
Like
Flare
immediately,
as soon
right?
as, yeah, exactly.
That's like the whole point of it. Like, yeah, let me just burst him and then chase his ass down.
It will not occur if he dies while in Demonic Ascension. That's fair. This one is pretty big. Swain will now fully refill his demonic power upon champion takedowns.
What does that
That's
mean? He fully resets.
So
his
like
ulti?
you have like if you're not damaging a
Right.
champion, you have 5 seconds.
right.
So say if you're you're down to 1 second and then you get a kill or an assist, it
You get
pumps
5
it
more
back straight up
seconds.
to 5.
Oh jeez.
So that's pretty big.
Oh Christ.
All right, let me scroll back up.
You got Silas left.
Why the fuck didn't they just put it? Whatever.
Probably
Silas.
because this is just the chunks for all the healing and shielding.
Sure.
That's probably
Okay. W Heal. This is another champion that's very fucking frustrating to play against because he just heals an ass ton. Base is dropping by 5 early and then 25 late and losing 5% AP on the scaling. Fuck Silas.
Fuck this champion. Build Grievous Wounds whenever you see this champion.
It doesn't.
First item.
Okay. This is what I was telling you this the other day because Steven
Doesn't
and I
matter,
were
though.
playing it. It doesn't even matter. And this was I was getting upset with the whole them nerfing Grievous Wounds. I'm like, dude, it doesn't fucking matter because like Grievous Wounds were dog shit anyways.
Right. They are.
Ugh.
All right, Tam Kench with the Q heal. It was 10 to 30. It's going to go down to 10 to 20. And then it scales off his missing health. So it was 4 to 6% missing health. It's now going to be 3 to 5% missing health. So you're just losing 1 there. Excuse me. The E damage stored into gray health was 15 to 55%. It's now 13 to 45%. I think that's pretty huge because gray health is like the biggest fucking thing
Right.
to play around with him. The E increased damage stored into gray health was 45 to 65%. It's going to be 40 to 50, so you lose a lot later. Talon, or Talonius as I like to call him, is going to lose 1 early on his Q heal. That's if you execute a minion. It was 10 to 70, and he loses 15 late, so it's going to go to 9 to 55, levels 1 through 18. So it does not scale based on the skill level, it only scales based on the champion level. Tarik the Q Heal. This is going to be pretty big, I feel like. It was 30 plus a 20% AP ratio plus 1% of Tarik's max health. It's now going to be 25 plus a 15% AP ratio and 3/4 of a percent of Tarik's max health. The W Shield was 8 to 12%. It's going to lose 1% at all ranks of target's max health. Thresh. This is the one they mentioned being different. His health growth is going to go up. So from 95 to 115, that's the base health that he gets, levels 1 through 18. His armor growth does not change. He does not receive the durability base stat package. Thresh, you are excluded. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Fuck my life because I love this champion.
Well, I mean, he got buffed, right? It's a full.
He did.
One
He
soul
did get
is now
buffed.
one full armor.
Yes.
That's fair.
The W is going to take a little bit of a nerf. 10 base at all ranks, but you still keep that 2 per soul. So the more souls you have, the bigger the shield does. Next on the list is Trundell. Trundell's passive heal was 2.7%. It's now going to be 1.8 to 5.5% levels 1 through 18 of the enemy's maximum health. For those that don't know, Trundle does heal based on the enemy's maximum health whenever that enemy dies near him. So if you kill a minion, you get 1.8 to 5.5% of that minion's maximum health added to your health pool upon their death when he's nearby. You don't even have to kill them. Trendy Tryndamere's Q minimum heal was 30 to 70 with a 30% AP ratio. He's going to keep that ratio, but it's going to be 25 to 57. Not a huge deal here. You're going to see it on the additional heal per Fury. So it was a 0.5% to 2.3% plus a 1.2 AP ratio. It's now going to be 0.45 to 1.65, keeping that same AP ratio. And I'll do the U's here and turn it back over. Yep. Udyr, or as Jack calls him, Udyr. The W Shield was 60 to 235 with an AP ratio. It is now 60 to 210, so losing 25 late, and he's going to lose 5% on the AP ratio, bring it to 45%. The W Heal, which is the lifesteal on it, I assume, right? Or does he actually just get health?
It's a lifesteal.
That's what I thought. Was 2.5 to 5% based on missing health. It's now 2 to 4% based on missing health. And the Urgot, the E Shield, not that important, not that integral to his kit. It certainly helps, but I don't think it's crazy. It was 60 to 140 with a 150% bonus AD and a 15% bonus health scale. It's now going to be 55 to 135, so 5 early and 5 late, losing 15% on the bonus AD and 2.5% on the bonus health. I feel like that's actually important. It's going to make this champion a lot more squishy, even though he's getting the durability. Not being able to shield through that initial dive with the E, I feel like is actually rather important here.
Yeah, it's early, it's gonna hurt, but people are starting to do the more like the Frostfire build instead of like, I mean, I've been doing that for a while, but it's like Titanic and the Frostfire, so you're just building straight tank anyways, so
exactly,
it's not gonna be that big of a deal. Moving down, Varus E Grievous Wounds dropping by 10%. Now it's 30%.
Pretty standard. I'm glad he's not getting touched. Otherwise, I wouldn't be surprised to see this champion make it into the meta a little bit more often, considering he's one of the few champions that doesn't actually really need to build Grievous Wounds. He can build literally anything else because he has it innately in his kit.
Vi passive shield is dropping by 2% from 15 to 13 of her max HP.
Not crazy.
Viego heal upon possession is dropping by 0.5%, and the scaling is also dropping by 0.5% per bonus AD. And the AP scaling is staying the same, cause why not? And then I had no idea it's scaled with attack speed.
I had no fucking clue either, because nobody builds him attack speed anyways. They all build him Sunderer.
They wanted to, because they wanted to get him crit going, remember? And
yeah, and still everyone goes, well, Sunder is better anyways, so
none of that. Yeah, it's just the bonus AD and then the base. Okay, it's the same. Q healing upon basic attacks against marked champions is dropping by 15% of the damage dealt, and then the healing upon basic attacks against marked monsters is dropping by 10%. Healing against minions still reduced to 10%. That is huge.
Wait, he marked? I didn't even know he marked champions.
So you Q, or if you use your Q,
and
then you, I believe you auto attack, and he does a little, and that heals.
That's why everybody goes Sunder. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly, because it heals based on the damage you're dealing.
Yeah, and you're getting the spell blade, so that makes sense. Okay.
Victor Q Shield is dropping by 3 early and 10 late. AP scaling is dropping only by 2%, and that's levels 1 through 18.
Not crazy, because that shield doesn't do a whole lot. That shield is like just in a pinch to save you from like an extra auto attack or something like that. So not crazy. Victor should be relatively, actually, this should make Victor more prominent because he's getting all the other buffs.
Hang in there, guys. We got like 20 more things. Vex W Shield. Staying the same early, but it is losing 20 late. AP scaling is dropping by 5% as well. Vladimir Q Heal is the same early. Oh, it's going to say the same. It's just losing 5% of the AP scaling. Okay. Empowered Q, the base is staying the same. Scaling is the AP. This is such a weird number, dude.
It's
5%.
very weird the way this works.
5% plus 4% AP scaling. That's getting changed to 3.5% AP scaling of
On
your missing
health.
HP.
That's the fucking weirdest part.
Q empowered additional health against minions. Reduced. It's only dropping by 5% on the reduction. And then the R healing subsequent targets is dropping. Is at 50 from 50 to 40% of damage.
I think, and I just want to mention on this one, this is important because if you take away Vladimir's healing, you've literally annihilated his entire identity. So he's probably getting the least amount of healing nerfs here, which means that it's probably Vladimir's time to shine. I expect to see him more often.
Let me do the boob really quick.
Yeah, no, give me all the way to the Ys. I'll take care of the Ys.
Oh, okay. Volibear W Heal. Base is staying the same, but the scaling, which is Volibear's missing HP, is dropping by 1% early and then is going up to 3% late. E Shield is dropping by 1% of his maximum HP from 15 to 14. The AP scaling is dropping by 5%. The R bonus health. This is interesting. The only one that's similar is the Lulu one because it just gives you flat HP.
Right.
Is losing 25 early and then 75 late.
That's a little bit more. It's like about 12.5%, I think, all the way through. So, okay, he's getting a little bit bigger nerf on that. But he's getting the, you got to remember, too, he's going to get the bonus health and the bonus resistances.
He's getting that stimmy, dude.
Yeah, so that's actually not bad. This champion should remain more or less unchanged. Okay.
All right, Warwick Q heal percentage. Losing 5% early and then 15 late.
That, I think, is a lot bigger.
That is. I mean, notice they aren't changing his passive healing, so that's still very big. Xin Zhao, passive healing, changing from 7 to 92 to 6 to 74, levels 1 through 18. Bonus 80, 80 scaling is losing 3%, and then the AP scaling is staying the same. And give me the win shitters.
I would say I wouldn't be surprised just because Xin Zhao is a attack speed based champion. Watch somebody put a Nasus Tooth on this champion. Just to capitalize on that AP ratio.
There was a while where people were playing APs in mid.
Oh, I forgot about You're right. Zin's actually a really good champion if you know what the fuck you're doing. He plays better than like a Yasuo, but he does fall off a little bit later.
Speaking of
Yasuo, we're at the Wind Brothers, and they are definitely getting different nerfs. So, Yasuo's passive shield, the Flow Shield, as it's also called, was 115 to 525. It's going to be 100 to 475, levels 1 through 18. And Yoni and his chonies, his W Shield was 4 to 60, levels 1 through 18, plus 60% bonus AD. It's now going to be 35 to 55, plus 55% bonus AD. His shield is less important than Yasuo's shield, in my opinion, because you actually have to land your ability on a champion to get it. Yasuo just gets his for running around like I don't know what he runs around like, but like an asshole.
Bet these guys are going to get the first buffs.
Yes.
Because I'm surprised they're even nerfing these guys, because Riot fucking loves these dudes. And
I will say, in Riot's defense, Yoni and Yasuo have like the coolest fucking aesthetic, and that's just because I like Wandering Samurais. So, Riot, you're welcome. That's the only defense I'm going to give you on these two champions. Fuck you. Yorick's Q minimum heal was 12 to 82, levels 1 through 18. It's going to be 10 to 68, levels 1 through 18. Not a big difference. Again, this is another champion I wouldn't be surprised if you see a lot more of, just because of who he is. The split pushing, I think, is going to be a little bit more prominent because you're going to see a lot more team fights, I feel like, with the buffs, or with the durability buffs. So expect to see some more Yoriks in your games. Yumi, the old kitty cat that nobody likes, her passive shield was 60 to 400, levels 1 through 18. Do you ever even get level 18 on Yumi? Jesus fucking Christ, it's a fat shield. Besides, at level 18, are you hopping off to auto attack somebody? I don't think so. Your ass is gonna get fucking blown the fuck up. Anyways, 60 to 400 with a 30% AP ratio is now gonna be 56 to 360 with a 25% AP ratio. Her E heal, which is like her most important skill to her entire existence, was 70 to 190 with a 35% AP ratio. It's now going to be 65 to 165 with a 25% AP ratio. And lastly, the champion on here, everyone's favorite, Zac. It's not how much you can lift, it's how good you look. His passive healing upon consuming chunks was 4 to 7%. It's going to be 4 to 6.25% of his maximum health. We made it through the champions, guys. And now there's all the items. Which
These ones
the
are going to
items,
be a lot quicker.
The items, I think, are actually the same all the way through. It's going to be about 10%.
Yep.
All of the Grievous items are losing 10%. We don't need to go over all those.
We'll go all the way through. So, I mean, a Thornmail, Mortal Reminder, Chempunk, Merlinomicon, Tech Purifier, all of them 10%.
And Oblivion Orb.
And all they're intermediate.
Yes, we get down to Void Staff. It's going to lose 5% on its Magic Pen. Blighting Jewel, 15% to 13%. Nothing crazy there. Tell me about Lord Doms.
Losing 5% on the Armor Pen, and Last Whisper as well is losing 2% on the Armor Pen. Demonic Embrace. Melee, the burn damage is dropping by 0.2, and the range is also dropping by 0.2 of target's max HP.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, Moonstone. No one really built. The only champions I see is like
Demonic.
Shyvana. Is like if I'm playing Swain and if I go Leandries, I don't think there's a point to build this.
I think we were talking about this last time, or at least the last patch that we did, and I think I had made that statement too. Like if you're building Leandries, there's actually no point in building Demonic.
Sure,
unless you are building a health base.
I mean,
AP
to
champion.
be fair,
But
he
still,
does get all the HP from his passive.
Swain might be like the only one you could really justify
I
building
don't feel like
both
this
on.
doesn't do anything.
Remember when it last season at the beginning during preseason when Malzahar, you just build the Andrews and Demonic and you win the game.
You just one shot someone.
You just don't lose because they run away and then they just burn to death. But there's the only other champion I feel like that could build this is Lilia, because she has a kind of a similar build path. If she's gonna build Rylai, she's gonna build Leandries. At that point, you might as well build Demonic, and she's probably gonna build Spirit Visage for healing. So like. The champions that are going to build that AP tank, AP bruiser are the ones that are going to build this. Otherwise, fucking leave it on its island alone.
Champions like I've seen Shyvana builds where it's
that makes sense.
Frostfire into Demonic.
Right, that makes sense because you get the bonus health from Frostfire, right?
Yep, it's a good combo.
Is it 100 health you get from Frostfire?
I think
100
so.
health and 10% size or something like that. That's a good you're scaling that with that build, and obviously as Shyvana you can even build Rylai's and get that slow, so when you're using burnout, they're not running away from you. There are certain champions that it's worth building on, but like building like you said, building the two together is fucking stupid for most champions. It doesn't do enough for you.
All right, tell me about Moonstone.
Poohstone Renewer is actually going to be Pooh. The Starlit Grace heal was 70. It's going to lose 10 and go to 60. The healed and shield power was 6%. You're going to get 5% per stack now. You still get 5 stacks max, so from 30% at full stacks to 25%. And the mythic passive, instead of giving you 10 to Starlit Grace per legendary item, you're going to get 8. And it's going to stay the same for the Ornn Masterwork item, Starcaster. Sunfire Aegis is going to lose 2% per stack, and the same for Forgefire Crest, which is the Ornn item. Death's Dance is going to lose on the healing. It was 175% of your bonus AD. It's going to lose 25%. It'd be 150. Pick up with Divine Sunderer.
The heal for melee is dropping by. Is that say 7.8?
Yes, it does. That's stupid.
Okay, it is changing from 7.8 to 6 for the melee, and then it is losing 0.6 for the range, the heal
Literally
for
half.
max HP. Yeah.
Yep.
And this one I'm actually excited for. Doran's Ring getting a buff for its mana restore. The restore is changing from 0.75 mana per second, increase to 1.25 if you attack a champion. Changing from 1 mana per second, increase to 1.5 for 10 seconds. Healing value, though, if you didn't know that, is dropping by 5%. If you don't have mana or if you can't gain mana, you convert that drain to a health regen.
I always, forget about this, and I always think of like champions like Katarina. Like, why are you building a Doran's ring? Just take a
Like
fucking
Vladimir's good one too.
right. Like, why are you building Doran's ring? Take a Dark Seal, which I still think taking a Dark Seal is better, probably. But Doran's ring isn't bad. I guess I forget about Doran's ring with champions that don't have AP.
Dark
don't
Seal
have
doesn't
mana.
grant HP, does it?
Oh, good question. I think it does. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't. Dark Seal. Keep
yeah,
going.
I don't think it does. Elixir of Wrath, physical
40 health.
vamp, 40 health.
40 health. I'm sorry.
And what's Doran's ring is 70 HP, right? I think.
Think
all
so.
Dorans are I think are 70.
I'll look it up.
Doran's better. Okay, anyway, so Elixir of Wrath dropping 3% on the physical vamp. Fimbulwinter, the shield is dropping by 20 base late and 0.5% of your mana, current mana.
Doran's ring does give you 70 health, by the way. So
Okay.
you get 30 health. Your trade-off is you can get more AP from the Dark Seal if you don't die.
Right. Okay, one more, and then it's over to you. Gargoyle
Yep.
Stoneplate Shield. The bonus HP scaling is dropping by 10% from 100%. I did not know it gave 100% on that scaling. The
I
bonus.
didn't know either that.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
that's
big.
actually
I
good.
mean, whenever I see that item being used, like that shield's fat and it catches me off guard.
Fucking
especially
huge.
on, like, a-
holy shit, like a Tom Kench.
Or like a Cho'Gath that has
Or
6,000
Cho-
HP.
yeah. Oh man, I was playing an ARM yesterday. This Chogue on my team had 7,700 HP.
Hold on, hold
Jesus fuck.
I had to say Chogue.
Yeah, I always call him Chogue. It's one word. It's Chogue.
You're a
The ath
Chogue.
is the second half of that syllable. It's not gath. It's ath. Chogue. Ath. he's a chode anyway, so it counts. Stink Drinker, aka Gore Drinker. Omnivamp's gonna drop by 2%. The Ornn Masterwork item. This is actually pretty big. It was 15%. It's only gonna go to 10%. That's actually fucking huge. You lose 5% on the Masterwork item. That's insane. The heal was 25% AD plus 10% missing health. It's now 20% AD and 8% missing health. So expect to see more bruisers maybe opting for Stride Breaker instead of Gore Drinker. I feel like this actually fucks this item over pretty handedly. Hailblade, which is the jungle item that turns into the slow, I believe, right? The Omni Vamp, and same thing for Ember Knife. The Omni Vamp is going to drop from 8% to 7%. Knight's Vow, the self heal was 8%. It's going to go to 7% of the damage dealt by the worthy ally. And then we're on to the rest of these. The Locket of the Iron Solari. It was 200 to 365. It's now 180 to 330. Let me get through these M's. The Maw of Malmortius was 12% Omnivamp. It's now 10% Omnivamp when activated on the passive, I believe. That's how that works.
Yep.
And Mikhail's Blessing, which I still want to call it Crucible. The heal that you get from using it was 100 to 200 levels 1 through 18. It's now 100 to 80, 100 to 180. Excuse me. Levels 1 through 18.
Boom, Phage. The heal for melee is dropping by 0.4, and then the healing for range is dropping by 0.2 for max HP.
Yeah, literally just in half, so that's not crazy.
Redemption heal is dropping by 20 early, and then 60 late.
Does that make
Based
this a
on
damage
targets. What's up?
item? So does that make this a damage item?
Yeah, the true damage, right?
I forget that this is always based on target's level, not your level.
Yeah.
Important to note because it's a support item, and it's not based on your level. It's based on your target's level, which means
That's
you're always
like-
going to get
that's-
more.
Yeah, that's low key OP. Like if
Yeah.
you have a
Yep.
level 18, you're level 12, like that
Yep.
heal's gonna be fat.
It's actually important.
Riftmaker, Omnivamp, because Omnivamp actually does shit in this game. Psych, it doesn't. Fucking sucks.
Yep.
Omnivamp is dropping by 1%, and then the Ornn Masterwork item is dropping by 2%.
And so the Ornn Masterwork item makes it back to its original state. Cool.
Serap's Embrace heal is dropping by 10% of mana spent, 35 to 25.
Quick question.
Yes.
With all these Ornn item nerfs that are actually a lot bigger than the regular item nerfs, do you think that starts to push Ornn out of the meta?
Listen, make Maokai great again, okay? Can we just get can we get our favorite Ent back in the top lane?
Like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, it doesn't even sound worth it for those
It's like,
champions.
yeah, like the Ornn, like, yeah, he does cool things with your items and does give you other stat increases to your items, but a lot of these like shielding and healing parts are getting gutted out of his masterwork upgrades. Interesting to think about.
And then let me get through the S's here. Okay, so it says Seraph's Embrace. Shard of True Ice, base mana regen is getting increased by 15%.
Let's
That's
go.
good.
That's them trying to keep enchanters in the game.
Right. They gotta
That's
compensate
100% what that is.
That's pretty good.
Expect to see your Xeraths and your Brands and your Zyras more often, though. If healing's reduced and they're buffing the mana regeneration, the champions that build this are the ones that struggle with mana regen, so you're going to see a lot of mages as supports in bot lane. Don't freak out. You are a little bit more durable as an ADC.
And then Steric's Gauge Shield is dropping by 5%, 75 to 70% bonus health.
Vampiric Scepter is going to lose 1% on the lifesteal from 8 to 7. Bloodthirster is going to lose double that from 20 to 18%. And the Overheal Shield is going to be the same early but lose 30 late. Not a big deal. 30 points on a shield at level 18 ain't shit. That no one's auto attack is that low. Eclipse, the Omni Vamp's going to lose 1% and 2% for the Ornn item Syzygy. I just like to say that word. So it's from 8 to 7% and then 10 to 8% for Syzygy. The shield was 180 plus 40% AD. It's not going to be 160 plus 35% AD. Senna is still viable with this fucking item. Build it, play it. I don't fucking care what you do. Play that fucking champion if you want to win. Lastly, Immortal Shield Bow, or some people call it Cringe Bow. 8% to 7%, and just like everything else with the Ornn Masterwork item, 10% to 8%, and the shield is going to lose 25 early and 70 late. Again, at level 18, 70 ain't shit. Especially if it's going to be a fighter or ADC that's building this item, 70 ain't shit. You're taking more than that, so that could just be the difference of a half of an auto attack by a champion at level 18.
Alrighty, runes. Let's see if I can speed run this really quick.
You can speed run the hit all of them.
An hour and 20 minutes in, guys.
Hit
Hang
all
in there.
the runes, and I'll hit the summoners, and we will say fuck it with the systems.
Conditioning total MR and armor and MR increase is dropping by 1%, 5 to 4. Conqueror Omnivamp, again, that doesn't do anything, is dropping by 3% for melee and then 3% as well for ranged. Font of Life healing is dropping by 0.1% of the scaling of your max HP.
Health. Okay.
Yep. Grasp of the Undying healing for melee is dropping by 0.3% and it is dropping by 0.8.
No, it's 0.18.
0.18. Okay, 18. Yeah, 0.18. Okay. The target's max HP and the damage is getting lowered as well by 0.5% for melee and 0.3 for ranged of max
Weird.
HP.
That's actually weird. Normally the range gets hit harder than the melee, so that's interesting.
Yep. Guardian Shield is changing base from 50 to 130 to 45 to 120, levels 1 through 18. AP scaling is getting dropped by 2.5%, and the bonus HP scaling is dropping by 1%. Nullifying Orb is... Does anybody even use this? Nullifying Orb...
Yeah, dude, okay, I found out, yes, but I did not realize this thing scaled so hard.
Let's see. So it's changing from 40 to 120 base to 35 to 110. That's not that big of a deal.
Nope.
The bonus AD scaling is dropping by 1%, 15 to 14, and then the AP is also dropping by 1%, 10 to 9.
This is actually going to be, I think, important as the durability changes are going to be. Wow, that was fucking a stupid sentence I just said. This is going to be important, I think. Let me just leave it at that. When you're playing against like a Veigar or something like that, someone who's trying to blow you up, the Nullifying Orb is actually going to keep most of its scaling. You're only losing 5 and 10, levels 1 through 18. But the AP ratio or the AD ratio, I think, is actually fucking important. This thing scales hard. I've been seeing it a lot lately in games, and I thought it was Maw. It's been giving people pretty big chunks on their health bar of magic damage shield. So don't be surprised if you start seeing this rune taken more often as opposed to mana flow band.
Right. Overheal, only thing that's changing is dropping by 1% of max HP from 10% to 9%. Summon Airy Shield is changing from 35 to 80 to 30 to 75, only losing 5 there, but the bonus AD scaling is losing 5%, and then the AP scaling is losing 2.5%. Taste of Blood heal base is getting lowered from 18 to 35 to 16 to 30. Bonus AD scaling is dropping by 5%, and then the bonus AP scaling is getting changed from 10 to 8%. Finally, Triumph heal max HP missing HP is getting changed from 12% to 10%. All right, summoner spells.
Summoner spells. Barrier from 115 to 455 is now going to be 105 to 411, levels 1 through 18. Heal, which is a shit summoner anyways. 90 to 345 is going to be 80 to 318, levels 1 through 18. Ignite's going to lose 10% on the grievous wounds from 60 to 50. And Smite, the heal was 90 plus 10% max health, is going to be 80 plus 7.5% max health.
Damn,
and
that's pretty
probably
big.
the most important part. Junglers are going to be weaker. Expect to see a lot of tank junglers to start the meta until people figure out that you can still play damage junglers and do just fine.
Yeah,
the system. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say this is. I mean, Ignite's losing grievous wound.
Not
Whatever.
a big deal. Not a big deal.
And exhaust is not even getting touched. And
Nope.
cooldowns for those aren't getting touched. So I like heal is just not.
I want to tell you, if you're still playing an ADC and using heal, you're fucking stupid. Grab exhaust.
Hold on.
No. There is no hold on. You should be using exhaust, and your lane partner, unless they're a champion that would normally use exhaust, then they grab heal. Otherwise,
They're
fucking
stupid.
grab ignite. Grab ignite. Seriously, I actually like. I'm not trolling. A heal I learned in the last patch is actually a shit tier summoner spell right now because exhaust is so much better. You're usually using heal to save you from burst when you could just exhaust somebody and they're gonna stop trying to burst you immediately, and then you could fight back. Right? They lose what 40% of their damage. You can actually fight back, and a lot of these times is someone trying to execute you, like a Lucian trying to E onto you. Fuck heal, dude. Exhaust that motherfucker. He's gonna be slow. It's just gonna stop everything he's trying to do, and you might actually be able to turn that in your favor. Far more impactful than the 80 to 318 health you're gonna get. It's just a better summoner spell. I even think the cooldown is lower. Take exhaust as an ADC right now. Flash exhaust, and maybe if you're playing Samira, you go ignite. I don't know. I would still go exhaust. Systems. The Mountain Drake Soul, the shield is going to drop by 20, and then 2% of the bonus AD, 1.5% of your AP, and 1.5% of your bonus health. Your Ocean Drake, the Oceanic Will, which is the stacking buff, the health regen was 2.5 to 10% of missing health per Ocean Drake slain. It's now 2 to 8%, and the Soul Heal was a bunch of shit. It's going to be 130 plus 26% bonus AD, 17% AP, and 7% bonus health. You want to tell me about Baron and the turrets?
Yeah, Baron. These ones are good too. Baron
Yeah.
Nashor, attack damage getting raised
Wow.
by 25.
Holy shit. He's actually
Yeah.
getting a lot. Holy shit. Baron's going to be tough.
Yeah, attack damage is getting raised by 25, but it's instead of per 8 minutes, it's per 10 minutes, so 125 to 150.
Doesn't
Max-
Baron do damage as magic damage?
I guess not.
Because I
That's
thought...
that's the void corruption.
Okay, because I remembered in the past, you could actually walk up with Morgana and put a black shield on someone, and they wouldn't take any damage from Baron.
Yeah, it's so he does physical and
Okay, maybe they
Okay,
changed that
so-
a while back. Okay.
maximum damage is getting increased by is that 85?
Sure.
Sure. 15. Yeah.
That sounds
I'm trying
right.
to do math. I think it's 85. Yeah, it's getting increased by 85 at maximum damage is at 40 minutes.
Yep.
Void corruption magic damage getting buffed. Base is
days.
going up by 10, and then the AD is still the same.
This part's important.
No
right
more
here.
lucky. Yeah, it just because this came up in an MSI game.
This
Baron
did.
will not randomly fucking heal
Yep.
or level. Oh, excuse me. It won't randomly level up. Baron now waits 30 seconds after taking damage before it can quote unquote level up and gain stats, namely health. That was a big issue.
Who did that? Was it T1?
I think so. Maybe it was a G2 game.
Yeah, I think it was. It actually fucked a team and allowed the other team to steal it. That's
was
all I
nuts.
remember. It was actually nuts, and I don't think anybody planned that because it levels up at minute intervals. Namely, like the damage plus 10 per minute. So that's actually really important to note. And I don't think anybody knew that it did that anyways.
No,
but
that was intended, but no one knew that actually because that
right.
that instant is so rare.
Right, that you're fighting it right at like the minute timer where it levels up its health and everything. That was actually insane. I feel bad, and I can't remember the team that did it, but I feel bad for that team. That was fucked up.
All right, turrets. Outer turret AD getting increased from 152 to 278 to 167 to 391 minutes 0 through 330. So after 13 and a half minutes, does it get lowered or what does that mean?
It only scales up to 13.5 minutes. To that 14 minutes, they drop all their armor.
Right. Okay. I'm drunk. It ramps up. So
You're
after anything after that is the max damage. Okay.
Yep.
So inner turret AD getting increased by 170 to 170 305 to 187 to 427. Guys, turrets are gonna fucking hurt.
Dude, if you're hitting an inner turret before 13 minutes,
Right.
you should just win that game anyways. So.
And just remember, turrets ramp damage. Is it up
They
to
do.
40% or 30%?
I think it's 40.
Is it 3 hits?
I think it's 3 hits for sure, but I think it's 40%.
So it's gonna hit like
It's
a
gonna
fucking
hurt.
freight train.
Yep.
Good, because I was bitching about Riven earlier.
Sion's just
Tank-
gonna slam into it anyways and not give a shit.
Inhibitor turret AD is getting changed by 170 305 to 187 to 427.
It's gonna
Same thing.
Match the inner turret, okay.
And then the Nexus turret AD is getting changed from 150 to 285 to 165 to 405.
Wow.
Big
Wow,
damage.
wow,
So
wow.
Nexus defenses might be also this is going to change how they interact with minions, right?
Yes, they should damage minions a lot harder. So
Because
we need more
minions aren't getting
minions.
buffed, right?
Nope. I don't think
That's
so.
interesting. I didn't even think
Excuse
about
me.
that.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So are melees? How are they? So is melees no longer going to be 2 hits and an auto, or you know what I'm saying?
It's a good fucking question. That's a
That's
good fucking
interesting.
question. I
That's gonna
would
fuck
have
up-
to scope it a little bit more, but that's gonna fuck up your farming. Maybe
That
it's my
is-
time to shine because I fuck it up anyways. Let's
Oh.
go.
All right, we went over the Swain mid scope. Talia has some bug fixes. I really don't give a shit.
Yeah, just thing to note: VFX
behavioral-
updates. Oh,
yeah.
go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say behavioral and competitive systems are gonna bring in fucking Honor 5 recalls and Challenger recalls
Cool.
and blah 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 blah. High MMR duo restrictions and KR and Korea and NA. Don't care.
VFX updates. Nami's getting a complete overhaul on her base VFX, and Twisted Fate's getting a complete overhaul on his base VFX.
Awesome.
The other shit, there's just minor stuff. It's not worth going over. And then upcoming skins: High Noon Scion, Victor.
Really quick
Samson.
though.
Go
The
ahead.
bug fixes. Two things.
Oh,
Two
yes,
things
yes,
I want
yes,
to point
yes.
out. Shyvana Dragonform Q Twin Bite, or excuse me, her Q now grants her a small attack range increase,
Oh, nice.
similar to like how Nasus's Q gets a.
Yep,
Like I don't
yep.
know what the range is. It's weird they didn't say what the range is, but
Oh,
normally
you
it's
know
like,
what? It's like every other auto attack reset. Okay,
it gets
okay,
a
that makes sense.
slight little buff.
They do
um,
because if you hit it, it's where they were, not where they are.
And then
makes
the
sense.
other thing that I didn't even know about is, or is it Spirit Visage will now correctly amplify healing from Omnivamp. It was not working with
Holy
Omnivamp.
Shit. Are you fucking kidding me?
That's huge.
You fucking kidding me? How long has it been like that?
Since Omnivamp was introduced.
Are you fucking kidding? That's a whole year and a half? And they're just now...
That's
Riot?
huge, right? Like
Riot, hear me now. You've never heard me before. Hear me now. You fucking suck.
yeah, that's pretty
Okay.
insane. Yeah, that's like one of the most insane things I've read.
How stupid can you be to let that go for a year and a half? Jesus fucking Christ. That
Well, yeah,
actually
we
pisses
got-
me off.
Yeah, we got High Noon skins coming out, second batch. They're looking good. We're at the
Victor
end.
looks cool because he's got
Yeah.
that staff. Tom Kench, I actually really like the Tom Kench. I think that's a fucking great idea. Because he is already like a southern. He's kind of like a Twisted Fate, right? He kind of has a similar like Louisianan accent. So that's cool. High Noon Samira's badass. I don't know about Scion. That seems kind of weird. Looks like they're trying to force that with like an Urgot. And then Twitch is cool too. I like the Twitch. He kind of looks like a little sneaky sleuth. I don't know why he has a little mask on though. He looks like a plague doctor.
That's it,
But-
guys. I think this might have been the longest episode we've ever done.
I'm
Was it?
sorry. I'm sorry. I think so.
No,
It's an
it's-
hour and a half. With the ad all included and everything and the music. It's be about an hour and a half. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm
that's
sorry,
good.
but
I
hopefully
hope-
you guys stuck with us and had fun. If this wasn't fun, please tell me.
Yeah, I'm trying to. A quick poll. What do you think?
Dude, quick poll is like, I don't know. I don't even have a good idea for a poll at all.
For a question, how about what do you personally think is the biggest change of this patch? What do you think is the most impactful? whether it be champion or item.
Right, and I was gonna say, and if you can't think of what's most impactful, what do you think is gonna be most OP?
Yeah, what champion's gonna, or tank's gonna shine? Is a specific champion gonna shine? Shine.
Yep.
Oh man, I'll figure out a poll and I'll just throw it on there.
Yeah, dude, I don't have a fucking idea for a poll. There's too much shit going on in this thing.
Not sure what we're gonna do for Friday because I know Tyler's a little busy this week with our champ review.
Friday episode might make it to Saturday. I'm sorry, guys.
I was thinking skipping a week because we can talk about.
Oh
Belveth,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I like that idea.
So it'll probably come out on Saturday, but we'll be talking about Belveth because they released all the abilities.
Yes.
I fucked around with her in a custom game on PvE. Champ's insane.
Broken.
Yeah. Guys, this is a fucking long ass episode, so thanks for sticking through it. And you guys are the goats. So
I really have to pee. So
I know.
I love you guys for listening, and thank you.
Yep. Like, comment, rate, hit us up.
Tell
Bye,
a
guys.
friend.